Welcome to the Explainer. One of the most useful things you can learn in any language is just how to make simple social plans. Today, we're going to turn that little moment of hesitation into a real connection with an easy-to-follow guide.
So, let's kick things off with a question that I'm sure has crossed your mind. You're having a nice chat, things are going great, but how do you actually make that leap from just talking to actually setting a time to meet up? Well, that's exactly what we're going to tackle today.
Here's how we're going to break it down. We'll start with, starting the conversation. Then we'll move into making the invitation, planning the details, and, super important, confirming the plan. And at the end, we'll give you a conversation toolkit to put it all together.
All right, first things first, starting a friendly conversation. Every great plan, every get-together, it all begins right here with a simple hello and a little bit of small talk.
It so often kicks off with this classic question, right? How are you is more than just a greeting. It's really an invitation. It's a simple, polite way to open the door and see if there's a real conversation waiting on the other side.
And look, you've got a bunch of simple ways to answer. I am great sounds really happy and energetic, while I am good or I am fine are totally normal, perfect responses. But here's the most important part, always ask it back. That's what turns a one-way street into a real conversation.
Okay, so you've said your hellos. Now what? Well, talking about the weather. I know, it feels like a cliché, but it's a classic for a reason. It's a completely safe, neutral topic that everyone has an opinion on, which makes it the perfect little bridge to get to your real reason for talking.
Okay, the conversation's going well, it's feeling natural. Now comes the big moment, making the invitation. This is where you pivot from just chatting to actually proposing a plan.
Now, here's a great little trick. When you start with the word listen, it kind of signals a change in topic. It's like a soft little alert for the other person's brain that you're about to ask something important, which leads right into the key question. Are you free?
And just to be super clear, when we say free here, we're not talking about money, right? It's all about time. You're basically just asking, hey, is your schedule open? Or got any other plans going on?
Okay, so let's flip it. What if someone asks you if you're free? This response, why do you ask, is just perfect. It's a really polite way to show you're curious without sounding suspicious or demanding at all.
And you can really feel the difference, can't you? Just saying why can come across as a little sharp, almost confrontational. But by adding those three little words, why do you ask, you soften the whole thing and keep the conversation feeling really friendly.
Now, when you finally make your suggestion, this one little word, could, is your best friend. Using could makes your idea feel like a collaborative suggestion, not a command. It subtly asks, hey, here's an idea. What do you think about it?
Awesome, they're interested. Now it's time to get into the nitty-gritty and turn this idea into an actual event. We've got to plan the details, the what, the when, and the where. And this is what that collaboration looks like in action. Notice the language here. Jane uses I can, that's a clear offer. Then she asks, can you? That's a polite request. And then maybe. See how that turns another thought into a totally low-pressure suggestion? It's all about teamwork.
So, you figured out what you're doing. A picnic. Great. Now you've got to lock down the when and the where. A simple, direct question just like this is the fastest way to get that sorted out.
Let's is such a fantastic word here. It's short for let us, and it immediately makes the plan feel inclusive, like you're in it together. And check out how specific that is. Near the big tree. Little details like that are a simple trick to prevent a whole lot of confusion later.
Okay, this next step is so important. After you've sorted out all the details, you have to do one last check. You need to be absolutely sure that you both have the exact same information in your heads. This prevents so many problems.
Just quickly repeating the main points is the best way to double-check. It gives both of you a final chance to catch any mix-ups. And finishing with, I will be there, well, that's not just a confirmation. It's a promise. It's a solid commitment.
And please, don't skip this last bit. Expressing your excitement is a really big deal. It shows the other person that you're genuinely happy about the plan and you're looking forward to spending time with them. It just reinforces that social connection.
And hey, if someone tells you they're excited, all you really need to say is, me too. It's a quick, easy, and super effective way to agree and show you're on the same page emotionally.
All right, so we've walked through the whole process, from the first hello to the final confirmation. Now let's bundle up the most important language into a simple, handy conversation toolkit.
Think of these as the essential building blocks for making any plan. For each step of the conversation, you've got a key phrase right here. You can mix and match these to arrange pretty much anything, from a picnic to a coffee meeting or a movie night.
So, to get you thinking and ready to practice, we'll leave you with this question. For your perfect picnic, what's the one food item you absolutely have to have? Thinking about your answer now is a great first step to being ready for that next real-life conversation. Happy planning!